You spent your entire life showing up for others. You raised children, held families together, worked hard, gave your best, even when it nearly broke you. You were the shoulder everyone leaned on. But now, in these golden years, who's leaning in to care for you? Here's the truth no one says out loud. The world often forgets its elders. And worse, many elders forget themselves. Not because they don't matter, oh no, they matter more than ever. But because somewhere along the way, they were taught that caring for themselves was selfish. That their needs should always come second. That aging quietly is the only graceful way to grow old. Well, I'm here to tell you something different. You deserve to care for yourself with the same love, patience, and devotion you once gave to others. Not out of vanity, not out of ego, but because you are still alive. You are still here. And your soul, yes, your beautiful, tired, still hungry soul, deserves to feel joy again. So in this video, I'll be sharing 8 essential ways to care for yourself in old age. Not just the surface level stuff. We'll go deep, body, mind, spirit, and heart. Because self-care at this stage isn't a luxury. It's a form of survival. A quiet revolution. A promise to yourself, I still matter. Let's begin. Tip 1. Nourish your body with love, not rules. You don't need to follow trendy diets or count calories like a teenager. But what you do need is loving nourishment, the kind that fuels your energy, supports your bones, and comforts your soul. Start by choosing whole, colorful foods. Bright fruits, steamed vegetables, gentle proteins like fish, beans, or chicken. Hydrating soups and broths. Drink water like it's medicine. Not because someone told you to, but because every cell in your aging body is begging for hydration. And here's a powerful shift. Don't eat to fix your body. Eat to honor it. You've carried this body through decades of love, labor, and loss. It deserves your gentleness now more than ever. Even if you've lost interest in food lately, don't give up. Make mealtimes peaceful. Light a candle. Put on music from your youth. Make eating a sacred act again. Something to look forward to, not rush through. Remember, this isn't about perfection. It's about presence. Eat what makes you feel alive. Move, but move kindly. You don't need to run marathons to be healthy. In fact, at this stage of life, the kindest thing you can do for your body is to keep it gently moving. Movement is medicine, especially in old age. It keeps joints loose, circulation flowing, and spirits lifted. You can take slow walks in nature. Do gentle chair exercises. Try stretching or basic yoga. Even sway to your favorite music in the living room. The goal isn't to sweat. The goal is to stay connected to your body. Because here's what happens when we stop moving. We begin to disappear, piece by piece. Our balance fades. Our independence slips. Our confidence breaks. But when you move, even just a little, you remind your body, I'm still here. I still want to live fully. And guess what? Your body listens. It responds. It thanks you. No matter how stiff you feel, how tired, or how long it's been. Start small. One stretch. One walk. Then do it again tomorrow. Because movement is not about youth. It's about honoring the rhythm of life itself. In the next part, we'll go deeper into the mind, the heart, and the daily routines that can transform your days from lonely to luminous. But for now, remember this. You are worthy of care. Not because of what you've done, but simply because you exist. See you in part 2. In part 1, we talked about nourishing your body and moving with kindness. 2 acts of care that can bring your energy and spirit back to life. Now, let's turn inward. Because as the body ages, the mind and heart often grow louder. And what they need most, especially now, is your attention, your compassion, and your permission to heal. Let's move into the next 3 essential tips for caring for yourself in old age. Tip 3. Cleanse your mind of guilt and regret. One of the heaviest burdens elders carry isn't physical, it's emotional. Maybe you think too often about the past. What you should have done. What you didn't say. where you failed, who you hurt, who hurt you. But here's a quiet truth that few speak aloud. You cannot age in peace if you are still punishing yourself for the past. Guilt and regret may visit, but you don't have to let them move in. Let go, not to forget, but to free yourself. Because self-care isn't just about taking vitamins or drinking water. It's about releasing the invisible weights you've carried for too long. You are allowed to forgive yourself. You are allowed to stop reliving the same memories. You are allowed to say, I did the best I could with what I knew. And if you're struggling with racing thoughts or anxiety, take small steps. Journal your feelings in the quiet of morning. Practice simple breathing exercises. Inhale peace, exhale pain. Talk to someone you trust or even a counselor. Sit outside, let nature silence the noise. Your mind is not broken. It's simply asking for kindness. Answer it. Tip 4. Create a daily rhythm that feels sacred. One of the most underestimated acts of self-care in old age is building a daily rhythm, a gentle, predictable routine that gives your life shape and meaning. Without routine, days blur together. You wake up unsure of what to do, where to go, or what even matters. And that uncertainty can slowly lead to loneliness or even depression. But with a rhythm, even a simple one, you create anchors of peace throughout your day. Here's a beautiful way to start. Wake up at the same time each morning. Begin with something soft: tea, prayer, quiet music. Choose a few gentle activities for the day. A walk, reading, gardening, calling a friend. Set a time for meals and rest. End your day with reflection, gratitude, or light stretching. Think of it like a dance, your dance. One that flows with grace, not urgency. And the best part? Your routine doesn't have to please anyone else. It's your rhythm, your pace, your way of saying, I'm still living, not just existing. Tip 5. Surround yourself with nourishing people. As we grow older, our social circles naturally shrink. Some friends pass away. Family members move on. And suddenly, the world feels quieter than we expected. But here's the truth. You still need people, just not crowds. You need connection, not noise. Choose people who uplift you, not those who drain you, judge you, or make you feel small. Even one kind friend, one neighbor who smiles, one voice that checks in, can be the difference between a heavy heart and a hopeful one. If you feel isolated, take a bold but simple step. Join a community group. Take part in a hobby club. Attend local senior activities. Call an old friend, even if it's been years. Or volunteer, because nothing feeds the soul like giving. And don't forget, you're allowed to walk away from those who bring stress, even if they're family. This stage of life is about peace, not pleasing. You've earned the right to be around people who see your light, who honor your wisdom, who speak to you with kindness, not condescension. You may be older, but you are not invisible. You are still deeply worthy of love and community. In part 3, we'll explore the final 3 tips, ones that reach the soul and bring joy, beauty, and deeper connection into your life. But before we go, take a breath. Close your eyes for a moment and ask yourself, what would my life look like if I treated myself like someone I truly love? That's the care you deserve. And it's not too late to begin. See you in part 3. In the quiet corners of aging, we often begin to ask deeper questions. Have I lived well? Is there still joy left for me? Does any of this still matter? And the answer is yes. Yes, it matters. You matter. You've carried decades of memories, some beautiful, some unbearable. You've watched time change everything around you. And yet, here you are. Still breathing, still becoming, and still capable of beauty. Let's continue now with the final 3 essential tips for caring for yourself in old age, each one a quiet key to your emotional and spiritual well-being. Tip 6. Find something to look forward to. One of the most heartbreaking things about getting older isn't the wrinkles or the aches. It's the loss of anticipation. When the calendar is empty, the days stretch long, and there's nothing to light your eyes in the morning. But here's the secret. Joy doesn't retire. It just needs new invitations. You must create small, meaningful things to look forward to. Not someday, every day. Here's what that can look like. A Saturday morning phone call with your sister. A new book arriving in the mail. Your favorite show every evening at 6. Planting something in the garden and watching it grow. Baking cookies for your grandchildren. A simple outing, even just to the park bench where the birds gather. These aren't grand events. They're soul sparks. Moments that whisper to you, stay alive a little longer. There's still magic waiting. And if your life feels too quiet right now, don't be afraid to plan ahead. Put something on the calendar. A coffee with a neighbor. A drive to a familiar place. Even a solo lunch date with yourself. Because when we have something to look forward to, even the hardest days feel softer. And hope returns like sunlight through an old window. Tip 7. Tend to the beauty around you. There's a kind of dignity in surrounding yourself with beauty, even when no one else is watching. It could be fresh flowers on your table, or clean, folded sheets with lavender scent, or wearing your favorite blouse just because. It could be music in the background while you eat, or a photo of your younger self on the wall, smiling, reminding you of who you still are. Too often, seniors are told to be practical, efficient, minimal. But beauty is not a luxury, it's nourishment for the spirit. So tend to your space as if your soul lives there. Because it does. Dust the corners, open the curtains, light a candle. Wear that special perfume. Keep the good dishes where you can see them. Hang art that moves you. Place your memories on shelves with care. This isn't vanity. It's reverence. And in doing this, you remind yourself that your life is still worthy of light, color, and grace. Tip 8. Speak to yourself like a dear friend. Perhaps the most powerful shift you can make in old age is the way you speak to yourself. Because for years, many of us have carried a voice inside. Harsh, critical, impatient. A voice that says, "You're not doing enough. You should be stronger. You're just a burden now." But today, you must choose a different voice. Speak to yourself as you would to someone you love. Call yourself kind names. Be patient when you forget. Be gentle when you ache. Be forgiving when you fall behind. When your hands shake, tell them, "You've worked hard all your life." When your back hurts, say, "You've carried the weight of the world for decades." When your memory slips, whisper, "It's okay. You are still whole." The way you speak to yourself becomes the atmosphere you live in. Let it be soft. Let it be healing. Let it feel like home. In part 4, we'll bring everything together with a beautiful reflection on aging, legacy, and the quiet power of self-compassion in the final chapters of life. But for now, let these 3 final tips settle into your heart. You are not too old for joy. You are not too late for beauty. And you are never beyond the reach of your own tenderness. You are still here. And that, my friend, is a miracle. See you in part 4. You've heard all 8 tips now. They weren't just advice. They were reminders. Reminders that your life, even now, especially now, is still rich with meaning. Because caring for yourself in old age isn't a chore. It's an act of devotion. A sacred promise you make to the person who has walked through fire, raised children, built homes, lost loved ones, survived pain, and still wakes up each day, deserving. You, who have endured more than most will ever understand. You, whose skin carries stories, whose eyes hold time, whose hands have shaped the lives of others. You matter. And if the world ever made you feel invisible, let this moment remind you. You are not invisible. You are magnificent. Let's reflect together, gently, on what it truly means to care for yourself in this season of life. You are not your age. You are not the number on your birthday card or the years printed on your ID. You are the laughter lines from decades of joy. The scars from battles survived. The softness earned through hardship. The wisdom etched deep into your spirit. You are not less. You are more. More lived. More learned. More layered. You are allowed to rest. You've spent so much of your life in service. To others. To duty. To expectation. But now, you are allowed to sit in the sun without apology. To nap in the afternoon without guilt. To say no without explanation. To say yes to things that bring you peace. Rest is not weakness. Rest is restoration. And you've earned every moment of it. You are still growing. Old age is not the end of the story, it's a new chapter. One with a slower rhythm, yes. But often, that's when the truth begins to rise. You are still becoming. Still healing. Still blooming in ways you never had time to before. Maybe you're learning to love yourself at last. Maybe you're discovering joy in the simple things. Maybe you're finally releasing the things you were never meant to carry. That is growth. And it is beautiful. You are a legacy. You may wonder sometimes if you still matter. If anyone notices you. If anything you did really made a difference. But listen closely. Every life you touched remembers. Every child you nurtured carries your words. Every kindness you offered echoes in someone else's life. You may not see the full reach of your impact, but it's there, rippling outward, quietly powerful. Your life has been a thread in someone else's tapestry, and that will never be forgotten. So, how do you care for yourself in old age? You honor your story. You feed your body with love. You give your mind peace. You seek joy, not perfection. You surround yourself with what is soft, kind, and real. You let yourself feel beautiful again, not because others say so, but because you remember that you are. You look in the mirror and say, I am still here, and I still belong. To everyone watching, if no one has told you today, let me be the one to say it. You are precious. You are needed. You are deeply, incredibly loved. Old age isn't the end. It's a different kind of beginning. One where you finally get to live for yourself as yourself, with all the grace you've earned. So walk forward with your head held high. Not in spite of your age, but because of it. This is your time. And you're not just aging. You're arriving. Thank you for spending this time with me. May your days be filled with peace, and your heart with the quiet joy of knowing you are never alone in this journey of growing older. You are cherished. Boys, if this video touched your heart, please take a moment to like it. It really helps more seniors find this space of wisdom and comfort. And if you'd like to walk this path with us, hit subscribe and join our beautiful community of wise souls. Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear which tip spoke to you most, or what you've learned about caring for yourself with love. You are not just welcome here. You belong here.